everyone, welcome back to Juggling Gym. Today we are starting a new mini-series on cool toss juggling tricks that are not as hard to do as they look. You can spend all your time learning super complicated side swaps, but sometimes people are the most impressed by the most straightforward tricks. And one of these tricks is columns. Columns is a really visual trick because it distorts the regular pattern of the cascade, and audiences really like it. You need to know how to do 2 in 1 hand in a columns pattern, preferably with both hands. There's more prereqs for some other variations later on in the tutorial, but it should be pretty obvious which prereqs you need to know, and I'll put links to everything in the description. The first variation to learn is fake columns. In fake columns, you're juggling 2 in 1 hand, and your other hand is just mimicking the path of the outside ball.
Practice this on both sides. The two outside balls should peak at about the same time and go to about the same height.
Fake columns look sort of silly, but it's really good practice for regular columns with 3 balls. Columns is basically the same thing, but instead of just moving that ball back and forth, you're actually going to throw it. Start with 2 balls in one hand and 1 ball in the other. I like to do the 2 simultaneous throws first, but it doesn't really matter.
Again, make sure to practice on both sides.
It's also useful to practice alternating hands. An audience won't really notice it, but it helps develop your hand-eye coordination. If you have trouble with this trick, that probably means you need to go back and work on 2 in 1 hand just with 1 hand. I have another video that talks more about that and how to fix problems that you might run into. You can do lots of different things with the ball that isn't synced, which leads to lots of different columns variations. The first one I'm going to go over is columns with tennis.
To start off, the 2 synced balls should be in the middle and the outside, not both on the outside. Then make regular over-the-top throws with a non-synced ball. Notice that I have to shift my hands back and forth to make room for the tennis ball.
One hard part of this variation is keeping the synced balls in 2 distinct lines. If you're having problems, just go back to 2 in 1 hand in both hands. Another challenging part is that the over-the-top throw will often collide with the other balls. Try to keep the regular balls lower so that you have more room to do the over-the-top throw. You could also do the over-the-top throw a little bit higher. If you're not super solid in your regular juggler's tennis, then go back and work on that and then do the columns variation. The next variation of columns is the infinity variation. In this variation, the off ball goes over and under the other 2.
It starts the same way as the tennis variation. But notice how the red ball goes on the inside of the green ball, not the outside. Just use a big scooping motion so that the ball has enough momentum to go on the outside of the other ball and then back on the inside. You can also do the infinity variation with regular throws instead of over-the-top throws.
The next variation of columns is the rainbow cross. In this variation, the 2 synced balls cross in midair. The first step is to practice just doing these 2 simultaneous throws. The trick is that one ball goes just a little bit higher than the other one.
See? They're super close together.
Then you can add that 3rd ball.
First, try to do 1 rainbow cross. Then go for 2 rainbow crosses back to back. Then 3, and then so on.
Make sure to practice this on both sides because it's important for the next trick. Now I'm going to show you how to do the rainbow cross with 4 balls.
Before learning this trick, you should know how to do synced columns with 4 balls. The 2 inside balls should be synced, and the 2 outside balls should be synced.
There are a few different ways to get into this trick.
I like to start by doing 1 set of regular sync throws, followed by the crossing throws. Just like with the 3-ball version, you can build up to doing back-to-back crossing throws if that's easier.
Like always, when you're doing simultaneous throws, collisions are going to be a #1 problem, so practice just doing 2 simultaneous throws if that's giving you issues. Another problem is that this pattern tends to get pretty wide, so try to focus on keeping everything narrow. You may also need to go back to practicing regular synced columns before trying to do the rainbow cross.
Also, I just made a TikTok account, so make sure to follow me there to see cool tricks that I'm working on. Next week, I'll show you how to pick up a ball with your foot, so hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Keep practicing and have fun.